Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. So like the title of this video says, I just wanted to cover a few makeup do's and makeup don'ts for beginners. So I was thinking the other day, looking through my pictures when I was a teenager, I just saw my makeup and how bad it was. I'm like, oh, if only I knew these things, just these little small things, then it would have made such a big difference. So then I thought I'd share these tips with you and hopefully you'll find them useful. They're not major tips, but they're just like little things that I wish I knew back then when I was like 16, 17, when I first started out with makeup, that honestly would have made a huge difference. Because now looking back at the photos, I'm just like, wow, look at that picture, that eyeliner looked like a panda, what is going on over here? And I kid you not, at first, when I first saw myself with makeup, I literally thought, I'm never doing this again. It's making me look so ugly. I don't want to touch it, so gross, whatever. So yeah, so hopefully these tips will help you guys. And yeah, please give it a like, please comment below and subscribe. Give me some support, please. And yeah, let's get started. So now, the first tip I want to share with you today in today's lesson, lol, what is this, school? Anyways, the first tip I'd like to share with you is products for your face. So if you are starting out, I would not use foundation. I know people like, okay, foundation first thing and then cover everything on my face. No, I wouldn't do that, to be honest. If anything, you just start with concealer. But the first thing you should know is that actually you need to moisturize your face, because trust me, I wish I knew that back then. Like, even if you're just starting with concealer, moisturizing your face makes a whole lot of difference. Just like the product will not start cracking, creasing, whatever. It's just so much nicer to have something under your makeup, especially moisturizer, so that your skin is like nice and ready to like absorb. It's just really nice to have some moisturize. It's just really nice to have moisturized skin before you put products, so that it's just dewy and nice and your skin will look even healthier. I didn't know that back then. I think it's because as teenagers you don't really think about your skin, you don't really take care of it, you don't have a skincare routine, you're not very aware of like, yeah, just your skin in general. You're just, you are aware of it if you have like acne or like zits, you're just trying to treat that, but you don't think about, oh, I need to really moisturize, I need to clean my face every time I go to bed, like there's dirt on my face, I have to make sure I clean that off. Like, we don't really think about it. I guess we kind of know like, oh yeah, I'll put moisturizer, but we don't do it daily. Like, we don't really think about it. So when we first play with makeup as teenagers, you're just like, okay, I just makeup on, you don't think about, oh, I need to have like a clean face and a moisturized face. But trust me, it makes a difference. And if you are one of those teenagers who moisturize their face, because today people are more aware of things, then good for you. I wish I knew that back then. But in case you don't, I'm telling you now, moisturize your face. So I'm just gonna start and moisturize my face. And the other tip actually is to leave the moisturizer on for 30 seconds to a minute before you put any products on your face. And this is because you really want this product to sink in, you really want it to absorb into your skin. I've tried to like moisturize and then put products right after, and what happens is just that you feel the moisturizer just moving with your makeup, and it's just, the makeup isn't settling, the moisturizer is moving, and it's just not nice. You just really want to let it sink in, wait 30 seconds to a minute if you can, so that it's really moist and your skin is like dewy. Okay, so now that we've done the moisturizer, you can see it's like kind of dewy, it's like in there. You can sense it when it's there. I would also moisturize lips if I were you, so you're ready and prepped for some lipstick or whatever lip product you want to do. Just a little bit, just so that while you're doing makeup, it's also sitting and sinking into your lips, the product and everything. So now what I'm going to do, like I said, is concealer. So with concealer, this is a very difficult product. I mean, it takes a while. You have to, it's a trial and error kind of thing with anything with makeup really, but especially with like skin products, you really need to get the right shade. Is it the right texture? Is it too dry for my skin or not? So I would start with something like really light, not go for a concealer that's like really thick and covering, because you just don't know, and then because you're not wearing foundation, it might just look super weird if you have like a lot of contrast on like concealer and then nothing else on your face. So what I actually use for my concealer I actually mixed 2 products to get the right shade and texture, but this is what works for me. And actually, one of the products that I use is actually one of the products that I first bought ever and that I keep buying over and over because it's so good and it's good for your skin. It's from Clinique. Clinique is like really good brand for like, you know, very sensitive skin. And this is not, it looks like foundation, but it's not really. I mean, you can use it for foundation, but it's like anti-blemish solution, it's liquid makeup, anti-imperfection, so it's not gonna, you know, hurt my skin. And I use this for my concealer and I mix it with another one, which currently I'm using the Hourglass concealer, and this is a veil retouching. It's like the veil retouching concealer. It's really, really lightweight, as in, I'm not even kidding, like other concealers are really thick, and you can tell with this one. Let me just show you here that, like, do you see it's not super covering? So it's nice. Like, I know that's what probably all of you want, is just cover like all the imperfections, but trust me, if you're starting out, you don't want to like put thick product. I would just go with light products. And this is a good concealer in my opinion, but you guys go and test out, get whatever concealer you want to try first. But yes, I would do concealer and not foundation. So I'm just gonna use these 2 ones because they've worked for me for the past few years, and because I have 2, I'm gonna mix them on my hand. Just gonna mix them to get the right color. Okay, so now I've done that. So what I tend to do is just cover the parts that I really don't like, and usually, you know, dark circles. And then if I really want to, I'll cover a few spots here and there, but otherwise I just let everything else breathe. I let my skin breathe and my face breathe. So I'm just gonna do concealer today. So I'm just gonna put some on my under eye, and literally I just take it from here and just do that. And honestly, you don't even need a brush or like beauty blender to start out. You can literally just use your fingers. Honestly, I still use my fingers even if I have all these little tools, just because fingers are the best at blending. I don't know, but they can really get that product in. Now, the first thing you should know is that you shouldn't do this, you know, with any kind of skin product. It's always best to just pat the product in, so it just sits. So you can see this is like sinking in slowly. And honestly, if you look at the before and after, at least I look alive now. And then do the same thing on the other eye. Now it's up to you what kind of shade you want for your concealer. I like it a little bit lighter than what a normal person would usually get, just because I really want to cover those under eyes, and I like that look. So this is it for my concealer. And then if you really wanted to, you could just, you know, if you wanted to cover some spots, you just literally just take that product and dab it, and just, again, with your fingers, just like, you know, just really pat that in. So this is it for the concealer. Pretty simple, nothing much to it. And this is what I would recommend if you're using like skin products, putting, you know, makeup for the first time. I wouldn't go full foundation all over the face. I would just start with like under the eyes, maybe just a few spots here, and just pat it in just a little bit. Now, the other tip that I would recommend, because you're using just concealer and nothing else, what tends to happen, I think, during the day is that it starts not to melt off, but like if it just fades away. So what I do to set it is I use a powder, and right now the powder I'm using is a Charlotte Tilbury powder. I just take a little bit of powder to just set that product so it just stays, you know, on during the whole day. This is something you can do right from the start when you're starting out with makeup, just because, you know, you want that a bit of product that you have to stay on. So I'm gonna swirl a little bit with a brush, and you know, with any kind of powder like eyeshadows, anything, another tip is you always need to kind of get the excess off, otherwise it's just not good. And then I just gently do this to like set it. So right now I'm just doing under eyes, so it's fine. Okay, so then that's fine. And yeah, this is pretty much it for skin products. I know it's very little, but if you're starting out, I would just recommend a simple concealer will do at first. Like whatever you want to do, whether you want to, you know, cover, you you know, little spots, a little bit of redness, but otherwise keep your skin quite natural, because if you're not used to it, if you wear just foundation, at first you're gonna be like, wow, I'm like, look like a clown. Also, because you don't know the right shade, the right texture, you don't know how it's gonna look on your skin, so it might just honestly go horrendously wrong. I'm sorry to say that, but yeah, I would start with this, very easy. Also getting your skin used to makeup and stuff. And then that's it for today's video. It was a very simple skin product video, like what I would recommend if you were starting out. So remember, moisturize first, let it sit for 30 seconds to a minute, and then just use any concealer that you want to cover whatever you want on your face. Don't use foundation at first. That's my recommendation, but if you want to do that, feel free and have fun. But yeah, hopefully I'll see you guys in the next video, and bye bye.